Hey there, this is Chris and I do layman tech reviews on gadgets, especially cameras and its accessories. Well, at least that's the theme for the video these days. Today I've got a little bit of unboxing and quick look at the new gadget that I just got in the mail yesterday. And it is something beautiful and mysterious in this box. The Godox Lux Jr. As you can see from the picture on the box, it's actually a flash, a manual flash for any brand of cameras because it's manual, there's no TTL. What's in the box? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Alright, ooh, look at that. Just that. Small little flash in the box. Beautifully made. It's all plastic though, with fox leather at the top. Let me just remove this. This is the optical sensor. Look at that. Beautiful retro design, powered by AAA batteries. No internal battery, so no USB type charging. So let's use batteries. And I bought this primarily because it's a retro looking flash that looks very beautiful, silver and black. The one downside to this flash, and I must say, is that you're not able to tilt or use it as a bounce flash. So it's going to be a direct flash. You can put some kind of diffuser in the front, but it being a direct flash, so you need to be careful at what you shoot. If you're going to shoot close-up portraits, there's going to be a lot of harsh light. But if you're going to shoot in a room environment, get a picture of a group, then I think it will work just fine. Or pictures of flowers in bright daylight, it will look just nice. Let's see how it look like on another retro-looking camera. Ta-da! This is how the flash looks like on a retro-looking camera, the Fujifilm X-T20. It's not that big. It's actually pocketable. This flash, I mean. I do have the Godox TT350 and also the Flash Q20 Mark II, but that's kind of tall. So they are tall flashes, but they can be tilted so that you can do bounce photography. This is going to be direct. And since I got this flash, I never really knew how to use a manual flash until I got this. And the reason for that is because of this guide here. So I did a lot of reading, and there's something called the guide number for flashes. It determines how powerful the flash is at certain ISO or aperture. So this one has a guide number of 12, and they are rated at ISO 100 at f2.8. The guide number is 12, so this means that at the, let's say at the aperture 4, at a distance of 3 meters, you need to use the full power, guide number 12. So the formula for guide number is distance times aperture equals to guide number. So if the distance of your subject is 3 meters and your aperture is 4, then that would equate into 12. So this means that at full power, if you take a picture of a subject 3 meters away from you at f4, then it will be properly exposed. And then you can do the math from there. So you see this lever here, there's an off, there's a M, and then there's a A. So if you flick it to A, all you need to worry about so this A means auto, but it is not TTL type auto. Just means that you're able to this means that with a few known presets that you need to memorize, you should be able to get the correct exposure. So in auto mode, if you set your ISO to be 100, which I will do right now, if I can remember how to do this on the XT20. Where's my ISO? All right, the XT20 has a native ISO of 200. So if I set that 200, this means that this lens is an f2.8. This is the 27mm Fuji lens, which is f2.8. So my ISO is at 200 and at auto. So this means that, let me think about it. All right, so, sorry. I had to really think about the new materials that I've learned about manual flashes. So this flash again is rated at guide number 12 at f2.8 ISO 100, right? So if my camera is set to ISO 100 and the lens is at f2.8, I can go ahead and shoot anything less than 4 meters and it will be nicely exposed. If it's too exposed, you can always set your compensation, exposure compensation, yeah. So anyways, XT20 has a native ISO of 200, so you can't go 100 since it's grayed out. So at ISO 200, since I'm raising the exposure by 1 stop, I would then need to bring down my aperture to 4.0, which I will do now. You can see it at 4.0. So if I take a picture of, let's say, my hand, it should be properly exposed. Didn't turn on the flash. Need to turn on the flash here. Make sure it's green here too. There you go. Right? If I take something further away, there you go. It's nice. And so with the manual mode, this is where it gets interesting. At manual mode, you need to determine what is the power of the flash that you need to set it to. So you do this by first determining the subject that you want to photograph. You determine the distance. So let's say the distance between me and the subject in front is about half a meter. So what you do is that there is this free wheel here. So what you do is you see the inner circle here that has distance. So if I think the distance between me and the subject is about half a meter, and I know that I'm using ISO 200. So what I do here is that there's an indicator for 0.5, 1 meter, 1.5, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter. I will take the 1 meter mark and point it towards the ISO 200. Like this. So 0.5 meters at ISO 200. And I know that my aperture is at f4. So what you do here is you determine what would be the power level to set at f4. As you can see, f4, what's the aperture value? Sorry, the aperture value is at 4 and is pointing towards a power output of 1/64. So what you do now is you change the dial to 1/64, and then you take the picture. And if you see, preview is properly exposed. That's how simple it is. It's actually quite fun to learn about guide number, distance, aperture, ISO, and figuring out what would be the power that you need to set on your flash. So that's actually quite fun. I hope you take some time to learn about the gears, learn about your flashes, and use it to the max. I'm going to take this flash out for an outing with my kids today, and then let's see if I learn anything new. If I do, I'm just going to create another video. Well, till then, take care and God bless.